Luke, first of all, let's talk about Bowers again real quick. And I kind of had these thoughts for a little while, but they kind of finally articulate into like what's a bigger picture. Um, Look, there's something that in college sports right now that's not being talked about. We always talk about transfer portal, NIL, but there's also a facilities war going on in college sports. Facilities has become such a bigger key to everything when it comes to getting people to go to the games and recruits and many other smaller things. And I got to say, Luke, yes, it's nice that Sam Houston is getting this turf. It's nice that softball is now going to get some turf. But at the end of the day, Luke, and this is just a little bit of a criticism of mine. Sam Houston, in my opinion, is still far behind. Um, I think there's still a lot more room to improve. And don't get me wrong, this is a nice start. Getting new turf for football is a very big step because there's been talk about that for a while and it's finally happening and it's moving pretty steadily and the progress is being shown. But at the end of the day, Luke, there's still a lot of work to be done.
There is. And the sad fact is that Sam Houston, we're never going to have the top of the line facility in the country. Like we're just not going to have that. We're going to have nice ones, right? Compared after all these renovations, but we're never going to have the top. I mean, there's been photos and newly released news coming out. You see Northwestern's brand new stadium. Uh, that's brand new, most accessible stadium. They say it's going to be in the country, 40 something thousand seats or 38,000 seats. You see across the country in Alabama, they're just built like this brand new golf facility. It's a whole course, nearly a country club, an entire country club. Same, you said, we just don't have the infrastructure for that. Huntsville doesn't have the infrastructure for that, and neither does the university. Those are their own separate schools. We're in a system. So that's kind of the downside. Um, but we have been getting good recruits. We have been doing well on that side with the facilities that we got. And we kind of talked about it before. It can only go up from here, right? And so when we see all these new facilities being renovated, being constructed with Bauer Stadium, right? And a whole new thing is fixing to come up. Things are looking good, but it's always going to be a tough battle, an uphill battle, if you will, with Sam Houston with that side. We just don't have the money for that. It'd be awesome, but we just don't.
Yeah, and I think some other basic stuff that need to get done as well is that baseball desperately needs a new turf right now. You've seen it, I've seen it. It still has the old logos. They just need it. And that's a program that's been consistently one of your most successful programs in your entire history as
Right.
an athletics program. And I think and soccer also needs new turf. It has the school logo on it instead of the athletic logo. The turf is old, the seats are outdated. I think the seats need to get fixed. It's concrete. It's concrete. I think that needs to get fixed up and probably put some bleachers out there and some awnings to shade everyone from the sun. There's a lot of other smaller things I would like to get done, but those are a couple things that I wish and hope can get done in the future. Of course, the main thing is going to be football, getting that turf done, and then once this upcoming season is over, they're going to start a 2-year project on the press box that also desperately needs to get redone and renewed. That it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time of how long it's going to take, which is projected to take 2 years. And Luke, I'm optimistic to say the least, but I'm cautiously optimistic.
Colin, you've worked in construction. I've worked in construction. Things get delayed. That's just how it always is. You see it on the side of the road on 45. They've been working on that intersection at Montgomery. They've been working on that since I've been there, right? And for 4 years, it feels like 4 years. They're going to keep working on that, right? Construct that kind of thing just gets delayed. I'm sure it'll be done inside that 2 to 3 years. I'll give them that. But like you said, the first thing that they needed to change with the whole rebranding concept from a few years ago when they switched the logo colors, we got away from the blue, which is, part of the academic side. Well, it just went straight from orange to white and black. The first thing they needed to do was update the football and the basketball because those are your two most in your baseball. Softball and soccer, I can get that can come later because there's not many eyes on that. Um, but when you have the old logo still stamped in the old font all around the field, in that case, in for football at Bowers, but on the basketball they got to fix really quickly. They did that well. The baseball though and the softball, you still see the old logo. Everything is dated. Um, for me, that's kind of why I think the rebrand kind of failed a little. I mean, it's I love the new logo. I love the new whole concept. I love the Sammy that we brought back the Sailor Sammy. This new alternative logo that we just came out with the head, I think it looks great. The SH looks great. We just didn't update it, and you see it when you're on websites. It still has the old logo. Google, right? You look up Sam Houston Score on Google, still had the old logo. I think that's part of it. We're on the right direction. We're changing that. It's just a matter of getting it done, which I think should have been a lot quicker. But that's just me. I mean, if you want to rebrand, you got to rebrand. You can't halfway do it. I feel like we kind of did that, but I completely agree with the awnings at the court at the baseball and softball having awnings. I think they should come up with something on the where the grass is on the sides. If you put, I don't know about bleachers, but you could do like beach chairs with umbrellas out there, like a gazebo type deal with a bar or a grill out there, kind of like how it is with Bowers. I think that would be really, really cool. How much umbrellas and it look really nice. I feel like it'd be something different that we don't have right in college baseball. We could separate us from the pack of the different because Don Sanders is a great complex. I mean, that whole softball and baseball, it's a very beautiful spot up on that hill. But just to add something else, and yeah, the concourse, yeah, the shaded area, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, and also I Pritchett Field it would make it less hot
Is
on
does it? Who owns Pritchett?
I believe it's Rex Sports that owns Pritchett. I mean, Rex Sports owned the Coliseum. I mean, owned is putting it is like a different term. I mean, there's another term out there I probably should use, but I can't.
Yeah,
It's not really think of it. And Athletics rented the Coliseum from Rex Sports, but Athletics, took more control of the Coliseum, but now it's like you still got one thing in for that you're still kind of like renting from Rec Sports, and that's Pritchett Field. Um, but you know,
Pritchett's so cool though. It's so old, but it's very. I mean, it's historic in the Huntsville community. I mean,
yeah,
that's where the Huntsville football played for a long time, and Sam Houston football played for a long time. I mean, that's pretty neat.
yeah, and it just needs a little bit of a makeover, in my opinion. I'm not saying get rid of like it all or whatever. It just needs a little bit of a makeover.